when my face turned to the sun. Weight on my shoulder, the bullet in my blood. Oh, I got eyes at the back of my head. It's just in case I have to run. I do what I can when I can, when I can for my people. While the crowds are about me, the stars fill the night. That's when I'm gonna sing. Take my people with me. Together we are going to a brand new world. Far past the river, you hear freedom calling, calling me to it. Somebody keep on making me go. I can feel it in my bones. Early in the morning, before the sun begins to shine, you gotta start moving. What's the separate? Running through my wounds, you know I gotta make a Not a mind if I lose any time on my way to salvation. Take my people with me. Together we are going to a brand new world. Far past the river, you hear freedom calling, calling me to it. Somebody keep on making me go. I can feel it in my bones.
I am not a poet. My life is a poem. Because word is life and life is just a word, and that is how it goes. The day I stop speaking about the things that matter is when I will start dying. So dear death, don't kill me yet, because if you do, my mama will cry. And if she cries, now that will kill me. Because once a gun was put on my head, and at that moment my whole life flashed in front of my eyes. Now that they didn't kill me yet, I live as a man who has nothing to lose. My mama almost cried. So I'm technically dead in the inside. Because I live in a country that kills its own citizens in a bid to collect more taxes. I live in a country where priests throw the weight of the world on the back of congregants. If that's not enough, they still hold more masses. I live in a country where the king is naked and lives in the glory of former past praises. I live in a country where young kids were killed outside Parliament building over broken glasses. I live in a country where half of the population skips meals, tough economic times, BS, but a bullet never misses. I live in a country where moms don't have sons, not because they never had, but because they are missed. I live in a country where the regime has got beef with the youngest generation. Shit has gotten worse because now we are minced. Every good action has a bad consequence. We ask for peace, they get peace. Bullet wounds, trauma, my stomach ain't full, but I can stomach. I live in a country where the most ideal state of a nation is found as a state official speeches, too many beggars and few wishes for wishes. I live in a country where everybody is willing to change the world, but none to wash the dishes. Yes, we will be here to sing songs, enough for the big poems, lost to the diphthongs 10 years later, and now we get to pick poems. Because I live in a country where I have seen more dead careers than your favorite rapper killed those beats. I know the pain of watching your loved ones frail in terminal pain. Ask me about it. I have felt the pain of a mother's cry. Let me not talk about it. Because as a poet, my most powerful words are in the verses that I've never said. Just like on June 25th, the young ones lost their lives trying to correct mistakes that they never made. But they don't want me to speak. But if I don't write, then what happens to people who cannot hold the pen? Stroke made it hard for my mama too, so I will. Sometimes I write it for you, but most of the time I write it for me. And my old man told me that I can be everything that I want to be, but silent is not what I'll ever be. So the year is 1963. We are in the post-independence period, where every freedom fighter is hopeful that the fight against inequality is behind and not ahead of them. But this is not the case. The end to the struggle is the beginning of freedom. Freedom that came at a cost, and its currency is the echoes of injustice. You see, justice isn't just a word, it is a just word. One that comes just before the word peace. The actual peak when you're trying to choose between that and this. If the just God is life, then justice is what love thinks it is. Justice is independent. The prefix "in" to that word means none of it. Like that justice, post-independence, we experience what we now call historical injustice. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about how the Mau Mau fighters were to be compensated land, but the same government plotted against them. Let's talk about how we forgotten about them. Let's talk about these men and women who are killed with those who are fighting besides, after those who are fighting against to afford to live. Let's talk about General Baimungi Ruku Chui. Let's talk about Muthoni wa Kirima. Let's talk about human rights defenders. Let's talk about August 1st, 1982. They decided it was supposed to be a coup. Pio Gamapinto. Justice has never been served. Lest we forget the right human rights defenders, just those who spoke of injustice in an era where freedom of speech was considered as death practice to being Chief Justice. Let's talk about it, because it's only in Kenya where those who fought for freedom have never enjoyed it, because the true heroes died on June 25th. So talk, Mike. Talk. Tell them the inscription labeled 23 on sweatshirts and sneakers isn't just a number, it is a toast to greatness. Let them know that you can dunk the ball higher than the rim is, and when you're afraid of gravity, it doesn't take you back up. So talk, Mike. Talk. Because if the legendary Martin Luther King Jr. and Malcolm X were whites, they could still be alive, eh? If Rosa Parks was a white woman, she wouldn't need to seek for her rights. She would stand like the rest of them did. Now she was treated like a defeated congressman who refused to give up her 6 charges, sitting on whatever she should never stand for, and that's her rights. Now tell the residents of Monterey, Alabama to get in the bus and board this plane of black coat at the moment of silence for the first black woman to lay state honor at the Capitol Rotunda. Because if this ain't black coat, then I wouldn't need BET to listen to Talib Kweli. Can I get a charge from the congregation? So talk, Mike. Talk. This piece Vietnam fight that Muhammad Ali refused to fight, on grounds fighting that white man was not boxing in the actual sense of racism. It needed a fight bigger than the four corners of that boxing ring. Yes, this is that Remington 3006 bullet killer that dropped Luther but couldn't curtail his dream to fruition. This piece is that 1,000 word that Peter Carter couldn't get on the plight of that African boy. This is Oeba Bekele's assurance that that black child could run his world even though barefoot. So I'm a slave with an empire state of mind which makes me a king to some. The intensity of this piece has made me change my name from Willie